papaya power prevailed in the land of fire. McLaren set the early tone in Baku as Lando Norris headed FP1 with a 142.704, underlining the team's formidable 2025 form and fueling talk that they could clinch the constructors' title as early as this weekend. Oscar Piastri, last year's race winner, made it a McLaren 1-2, finishing 0.3 down after a disrupted session that included a brush with the walls while pushing late. Ferrari sat second best on paper, but still chased their first win of 2025. Charles Leclerc, a qualifying master around Baku with 4 consecutive poles and the 2023 sprint shootout top spot, slotted P3. His teammate Lewis Hamilton, who won here in 2018, managed P13 after a late brush at turn 5 that cost him a front wing end plate and tempered any victory talk he already called far-fetched. Red Bull had a tidy, if unspectacular, hour. Max Verstappen, the 2022 Baku winner, locked up into turn 15, took the escape road, and performed a neat flick turn to rejoin. "My car is coming off the ground on the braking. So much contact," he radioed, suggesting a choppy ride and front axle compliance issues over Baku's bumps. A red flag truncated running mid-session after debris, and a pulled-up strip of rubber on the exit curbs at turn 16. Once resumed, traffic management and tow games became critical as drivers tried to maximize the kilometer-long blast from turn 16 to the line. McLaren on top, Lando Norris. Clinical on the softs, Norris pieced together a composed lap that maximized rotation through the 90-degree complexes and carried speed onto the main straight. The 142.704 benchmark reflected both strong traction out of turn 16 and a clean castle sequence. Oscar Piastri suffered an early power unit issue, then pushed hard late and clipped the right rear against the wall. Even so, his pace was immediately there, reinforcing McLaren's one-lap advantage and race day prospects. The constructors' chatter isn't idle. With 7 races and 3 sprints still to come, even a 1-2 or 1-3 in Baku could seal the deal if rivals falter. Ferrari's sharp edge, Charles Leclerc, P3 and typically menacing around Baku. He remains the driver most likely to take the fight to McLaren over a single lap, though race day conversion is the historic question. Lewis Hamilton clipped the turn 5 apex late in the session, shedding a front wing end plate. The 7-time champion has played down win chances here, calling them far-fetched, but Ferrari's baseline looks solid for qualifying if they keep it clean. Red Bull steadies. Max Verstappen. A tidy rescue at turn 15 after a lockup and escape road visit. Pace was steady rather than headline-grabbing, but his long-run discipline and late-session tweaks hinted at more to come once the balance is settled. Liam Lawson. Inside the top 10, continuing a quietly efficient weekend start as he found rhythm through the high-risk braking zones. Williams drama and a red flag. Alex Albon lost the glass from his left-hand side mirror early, then later tapped the wall exiting turn 15. Still, he produced a strong P5, showing the car's straight-line efficiency and improving balance into the tight complexes. Carlos Sainz. Involved in the incident that contributed to the lengthy red flag after his Williams rattled the turn 16 curbs and pulled up a strip of rubber that needed clearing. After the restart, he drew ire on the radios. Isaac Hadjar fumed. "Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's just so annoying. It's just on purpose all the time." Between events, Williams won a procedural victory. The team successfully sought a right of review on Sainz's Zandvoort penalty, which stewards downgraded to a racing incident. 2 points have been removed from his super license tally. Alpine, RB, and Kick Sauber notes. Alpine, Esteban Ocon locked up at turn 15 and took to the escape road. Pierre Gasly ended P20 after a scruffy session chasing rear stability through the high-speed sweepers. RB, Visa Cash, App RB. Yuki Tsunoda shone in P6 with a clean, confident run through the direction change sequences. Isaac Hadjar took P10 despite a turn 3 lockup and that radio frustration post-resumption. Kick Sauber, Nico Hülkenberg flirted with the unforgiving turn 15 walls, but kept it out of trouble en route to P12. Gabriel Bortoledo twice opted for the turn 3 escape road after indecisive entries, prioritizing car preservation over heroics. Rookies and rising talents, Oliver Bearman, managed a steady FP1 in the midfield, P16, mindful of super license jeopardy. He sits on 10 penalty points after the Monza clash with Carlos Sainz and won't see any points drop off until November 2nd, making clean weekends imperative. Franco Colapinto, banked laps and gathered data, P19, showing improving comfort in the braking zones while still calibrating the risk at turn 15. Kimi Antonelli, P11, just outside the top 10, with neat braking traces and growing confidence in the castle section. Trouble spots. Turn 15, the chief culprit as always. Verstappen's escape, Ocon's lockup, Albon's tap, Hülkenberg's near miss, and several cautious shortcuts told the story. Managing front temperatures before the downhill left remains crucial. Turn 5, Hamilton's late brush cost a front wing end plate and time. The sequence punishes an over-optimistic apex clip on aging tires. Turn 3, Hajar's lockup and Bortoledo's indecision showed how easy it is to overcommit after the flat-out run from Turn 2. Turn 16 exit. The long radius exit onto the flat-out stretch amplifies any curb strike. The dislodged rubber strip and ensuing red flag compressed programs and skewed the timesheets. Classification, FP1. P1, Lando Norris, McLaren, 1 minute 42.704 seconds. P2, Oscar Piastri, McLaren, plus 0.3 seconds. P3, Charles Leclerc, Ferrari. P4, George Russell, Mercedes. P5, Alex Albon, Williams. P6, Yuki Tsunoda, RB. P7, Max Verstappen, Red Bull. P8, Carlos Sainz, Williams. P9, Liam Lawson, Red Bull RB program. P10, Isaac Hadjar, RB. P11, Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes. P12, Nico Hülkenberg, Kick Sauber. P13, Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari. P14, Gabriel Bortoledo, Kick Sauber Academy. P15, Fernando Alonso, Aston Martin. P16, Oliver Bearman, Ferrari program. P17, Lance Stroll, Aston Martin. P18, Esteban Ocon, Alpine. P19, Franco Colapinto, Williams. P20, Pierre Gasly, Alpine. Note: gaps are indicative from session commentary. Final FIA timing may vary slightly after lap deletions and post-session checks. Early takeaways: McLaren pace looks formidable on low fuel and clean laps. A tow will only add time on Saturday. Ferrari's one-lap threat is real, but execution and clean sessions remain the swing factor, especially for Hamilton after the T5 hit. Red Bull appear methodical. Once they dial out the T15 instability, Verstappen should climb. Williams had speed and hiccups in equal measure. Albon's P5 is a positive, while Sainz's curb drama and traffic run-ins added noise. Managing tire temperatures before the castle and into turn 15 will decide who makes Q3 and who kisses concrete.